What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I've had a number of Bloodline players ask me how to play Guild Conquest, so I've decided to make a comprehensive series of videos explaining it. And today's video is going to be an introduction to all the basics in Guild Conquest, and even if you've played it before, you might want to watch because there might be some new things. There's a lot of little things to consider with it. I will save things like strategy and Bloodcraft Legends for the future, so make sure you're subscribed. Let's dive in. But first, download Bloodline Heroes of Lithas, a mobile RPG action fighting game where you can marry your champions to create new and unique hybrids. Use the link in the description to start with some free stuff, including gold and diamonds. See you hopefully soon. Alright, so the first question is, why should you play Guild Conquest? And the answer is because you're going to earn the best rewards in the game, especially the better that your guild plays. So you can see here, every couple of days you have a match and you have the opportunity to earn these rewards. There's glory, which I'm going to cover later, amethyst crystals, which I'm going to cover later, and then of course you know the summoning crystals. Like, you get this many free summons every couple of days. Even if your guild is still kind of new and you keep ending up in third place, that's a lot of free summons. But the better you get, can you imagine getting 15 free summons every couple of days? It's really, really amazing rewards. How do you even start? Well, I actually found the sign up screen to be a little tricky my first time around. I thought I was joining and I didn't really join, and then I missed the whole first match I tried to play in. So they do have a Guild Conquest intro video in the upper left hand corner. I do urge you to watch that, but I didn't find it to be extremely helpful because they tell you what to do but not really how to do things. So I'm going to show you how to do things today, but I did want to click on it to show you just the sign up part because I'm already signed up, so I can't show you myself. Let me skip ahead to that part of it here.
The Guild Conquest requires players to be enrolled in a guild. If you have joined a guild, you can register directly through the registration page. After successful registration, the status will be updated to join. For players who have not yet joined the guild, the system will prompt the guide and jump to the guild application page. Click join to be a guild member and start the Guild Conquest.
Alright, so yes, you have to be in a guild to play. Of course, it's Guild Conquest. So that's step one, join a guild, and then secondly, go into the sign up page and make sure you sign up. There is such a narrow window to do that, so you might want to talk to your guildmates and ask like when that window is going to open back up so you can sign up in time and not miss it like I did the first time around. All right, so that's how you sign up. But once you're signed up and the guild war starts, you're going to jump in, and we're in the middle of a war right now. So at the very beginning, you're not going to have any teams created, and you're going to set up your roster just like you would for like Valley of Conquerors or in the arena or something like that. But set up your 3 different teams that you're going to use. Look for good synergies. Again, I can cover this later in a strategy video, but just make sure you have 3 teams ready to go. And then your goal is to capture as many towers as possible. You can see my guild right now is doing a pretty good job at that. We got blue over here is another team, and yellow's another team there, but we are purple, and we've kind of taken over a lot of this middle section here. So you want to capture as many towers as possible. Now, one thing I really like about Guild Conquest is that the areas of the map open up in waves. They don't just open up all right away. So you can see that there's timers on the gates. And when the match first starts, you can only take the towers that are really close to you. Once the gate opens up, which our gate opened up to allow us through, but our enemies can't come through yet. Now we can go through the gate and start taking these towers down here, but at some point the tower is going to open up and let our enemies in, and then we've got to protect our own home base here. All right, so there are going to be waves to it. You can see the middle section's opened up here, but I can't get into my opponent's base yet. They're a little bit protected, but soon I will be able to. All right, when you're navigating around the map, you can click on the towers to preview opponent's strength. So for example, you can see that towers that don't have an enemy there don't have a little shield or flag, and that means that there's nobody in here. So, you know, of course, if I look at that, it says that there's no defending squads. Up here, there are 3 defending squads. So you can click on it to preview who is there. Make sure to click on the shield and you'll see we've got like a 10, almost 11,000K power team, a 9K power team, 7,000k power team. So that kind of gives you an idea of what you're going to be facing. Make sure you click on that to see what kind of team they have and if you can even defeat them. If you have a team that's powerful enough to defeat them, go for it. If you don't, maybe you skip that one. All right, but navigating the map is kind of hard. I think a lot of people have difficulty figuring out how to do it. Like if I want to move and take this like blue tower here, you can see that I'll select it and say go to, and it's going to give me a preview of the marching path. And if you're a player who hasn't really played this before, it can be like, whoa, what is this? But you can see it's giving a preview of the path from like where I currently am at the very, very, very bottom of the screen up there. That's not a very long path. If I wanted to take a longer path, I could go, let's say I wanted to like go over to this tower and just help my buddy defend there. I could click garrison, and then you're going to see this is a much longer path to take. Okay, to go up here and take this. But it's automatically setting the path. If you want to have more control over the path you're taking, like maybe I didn't like that path because there were some stops I wanted to make along the way to capture more towers, for instance. Okay, so I want to capture this tower on my way. I can go ahead and click here. I'm going to click go to, and now I'm going up to that tower as before, but now I can choose to go to any other tower I want. So maybe now I select that one, that one, that one, and that one. And now that's a much better path because I'm taking a position along the way. So you can actually control what your path is, and you probably want to take the longest path possible to get to a location and capture as many points as possible. That way you don't have to constantly be babysitting the game. Next, take note of the special towers that are around the map, like this one here, for example, which you get more points per minute at. But also, there's a little plus sign up above it that when you click on it, you can put a champion in to gain more amethyst per minute there. So you can see that I have put my male limestone in there, and you can see there's another one of these down here that currently doesn't have anybody in it. But if I want to, I can stick someone in there and be gaining more amethyst per minute there. Also, there are towers like this one that give strength plus 10% and 25 points per minute. And if you capture the middle one, you get all attributes plus 5% along with 80 points per minute. Obviously, that's a really valuable tower there. All right, so let's talk about movement in more detail now. Because I showed you a little bit about how to get around the map. We're going to use that to actually start taking positions and show you what happens. Now up here, you can see that there's a gate that's owned by blue, and there's that blue tower that we were talking about. Let's say I want a team to take the blue tower and then to also take that other position. I'm going to click on the blue tower. First, you should preview like how strong the team is. So I'm going to do that. 7,179k. Okay, so I know I have a team that can take that. I'm going to choose my middle team right here. I'm going to click go to, and you can see that it's going to automatically take whatever path it wants to get there. If you want to be more specific about it, again, just, you know, start with a close tower and choose points along the way. But then I want it to end up at the blue tower. So I'm going to move it over there then. And you're going to see once I click confirm that my team is going to start marching. And it's going to take 49 minutes now, actually 50 minutes, but it's ticking down to 49 now to get there. Do you see the little symbol above my team number 2 that is like an hourglass? Well, that is the March acceleration button. And in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can see I have 39 March acceleration cards. So if I want to speed my team up and get there quicker, I can click this button, and then it'll ask me if I'm sure I want to use March acceleration card, and I say confirm. Now it's only going to take 24 minutes to get there. So it like halved it basically. And if I click it again, it'll have it again. Now we're at 12 minutes. So that long path is now cut down by far. And this is a way you can get ahead of your enemies. If you see enemies traveling and you want to beat them to a location, that's how you do it. You can cut them off. You can take positions first. You can garrison if you know you have a weak team at a spot a strong team is coming to. You could move them out of the way, move a stronger team in the way. This is how you, again, I'm gonna talk about strategy in a different video, but that's how you and your team can work together to win. All right, the other currency listed up there is Amethyst Crystal, and you can use that for recovery, which is in the lower right-hand corner. So the more Amethyst Crystals you have, the more recovery you can do. When we click on recovery, you have a couple of options here. You can either recover action points, which you can see since my team number 2 is moving there, it's now lost some action points and it's going down as it continues to move. But I have that as an option. I can recover. I can use 1,500 amethyst crystals to quickly recover squad points. I don't want to do that right now because I've barely used any, but that's an option. You can also recover health if you want. Like if your team just went and took on a bunch of enemies and it's almost dead and you're like, I need it to live. There's some bad guys coming my way. You can click on the health recovery option in order to get them back up. So that's why the amethyst crystals are really important. Make sure your team is going after the positions that will gain that, and make sure you're using them throughout the match when you need to. Rallying is another important concept, although I haven't found it to be super helpful. Your team really has to be all on the game together and working together. And with this type of format where there's a lot of time spent moving around the map, that's not often the case. But if you can swing it, and let's say, you know, this gate that's going to open up in about 11 hours opens up, you can rally your troops, rally your other team members to send teams to a specific location to all attack together. So if you know that an opposing team is going to build up a lot of forces at the gate and you want to break through the gate and get into their base, then you can click the rally troops button and then choose to rally. Actually, if we go ahead and click on this, you can see there's a start rally button in the bottom right hand corner there. So when you do that, then multiple teams can be sent to that location, and then you can take the position together. It is part of the strategy. I don't see it used a whole lot. Some teams are better at it than others, but you have to coordinate if you're going to do that one. When teams are defeated, so if you have a team that unfortunately is defeated, it's going to be sent all the way back to your home base, and that is a real bummer. You can see I had a team here lose a battle and it got sent all the way back to the base. That means now I have to spend action points to again move across the map. So it takes a lot of time, but you'll see that it takes time to get back there. The team does move pretty quick. It's not slow like that 50-minute traveling period that you saw. It does go pretty quick back there, but then you have to start all over again. So you definitely don't want to lose. But what that also means is if you're being really careful and you're checking the team power of the teams that you're attacking, in particular towers, then you can send as many of their teams back to their home base as you possibly can. Again, another great way to make sure that you're going to win in Guild Conquest. I think it's important to talk about what the rest of the rewards are here, because like I said, this game has this game mode has some of the best rewards in the game. When you look up here, you'll see that there's the Conqueror's Exchange. So click on that and it's like a store, all right? But some of the stuff might not make sense to you when you're looking at it. I think there's only one thing you should be buying in this Conqueror's Exchange, and that is these Bloodcraft shards, all right? And pick one and go with it until you have 400 of them. One that I've been working on is this one, Scarlet, because I already have almost 400. So I'm trying to collect as many of these as I can. Once you get 400, you have the ability to get a special type of champion, which I'll do a future video on, the Bloodcraft champions, and they're really powerful. So Scarlet is one. I've been collecting her shards. The next one is Phoenix, and then we have a brand new one here as well. This is Sahir. All right. Don't spend your currency on anything else in the store until you have the Bloodcraft champions that you want. After you get those, then you can work on getting their mythical equipment and things like that. They also have their own special books for leveling up their skill traits. So eventually you will want to work towards getting those, but getting the champion first is the most important part. Lastly, you might be wondering what the seasonal guild tech button is at the bottom. And basically, it's just another achievements menu where you do regular stuff in the game, like fight in the arena and solve Senate issues and whatever. And you're going to build up guild tech for your guild. So you want to be completing these because the more points you get, the more benefit there is to your team in the Guild Conquest. And only the leader of the guild can really be choosing these. So just work, unless you're the leader, just work on completing the achievements and your leader will take care of the rest. Just make sure your leader knows to take care of this page and be on them if they aren't. Because, like, for example, Talisman of Strength, they can be using the guild tech in order to build that up and have a really, really powerful team. The more powerful this is, the more likely you are to win in Guild Conquest, and obviously that's better. All right, now that's just the how-to. I didn't explain, except for just a little bit of a sneak preview, the strategy, how you actually win the game. So make sure to click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you can catch that video. And if you enjoy videos like this and you want to see more of them, make sure to hit like. That lets me know you want to see more. And I will catch you in the next one.